I graded this on does it stand the test of time. I graded it on writing, and I had to keep in mind this was a '90s action thing, drama.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Royal, take us away.
All right, I'm gonna sound like you on this one because I would have changed the
ending. You do a white voice, I'm gonna fucking fuck you up.
I would have changed the ending.
I know why you explained it to me earlier. I didn't even know DCF was looking for this kid because I didn't think about it when I watched it.
There's no
where was he?
That needs to be done here.
He wasn't with him because you remember the window was hip high, and that kid was not. Where is he?
What that was studio interference saying, no, we want a nice little bow tied around this thing. We want everything to work out.
But let me challenge you on that one time. The only thing that made me think about that was is that I don't know if that really was the ending. And the only reason why I say that shot is so blown out that maybe that was her dreaming. That's what I want to think, because he's so cheesy. It's this, that. It's like that's what I want. If they would have did that, that would have made it perfect to me. But I don't think that's what really happened. It wasn't. Did you see how blown out it was? So hazy, so heavenly. He came back with that weird CGI smile, even though it was a practical shot. It looked CGI. Yeah. It was very. And the kid came out of nowhere. That's what I'm saying. It almost had a dream feel to it. So if that's the case, it's brilliant. But that's not really what I think they were going for.
John Boy.
Yeah,
the ending, it didn't ruin the movie by any stretch.
Oh, no.
The whole movie, the ending is tongue-in-cheek, and the whole movie is kind of tongue-in-cheek, so it fit in, but I think they really could have put a stamp on it perfectly if they would have went with John Woo's ending that was a little bit more mysterious and set it up for a possible sequel.
I know you asked me not to look in your book, but I actually did catch a glimpse of something earlier, and I think it was one of your connections. It was that Jesus really did walk on water. He was a priest, and then he really got on that boat and was...
Yeah. In his church shoes, nonetheless. That was...
Yeah.
I don't want to say that was unrealistic because all the stunts were done practically, so a man actually did that.
Right,
so
but not that man.
Feasible, but...
That wasn't the man driving the boat. Like, come on, bro. And how strong was he to be hanging on the side of that boat? And he pulled himself back up. Like the forces of centrifugal nature. I'm sorry, I almost did one of your royalisms there. It should not be happening.
No.
Yeah, so that's what I would have changed. Like those stuntmen, that whole stunt scene at the end was unnecessary. I didn't need all of that. Like you guys have already done so much. I just didn't need that. So again, only thing you were talking about what we would change. I would have changed that. I don't need you to do all of that. You've already had see, here's the thing. When you do something brilliant, it was an idea that we really hadn't seen. We've seen people switch bodies before, but they literally took their faces off of each other, and that was a brilliant thing. And we allowed a lot of liberties with this film. I don't need you to action it up at the end. It's already the 90s. You're already giving me 2 golden Glocks. Every time somebody shoots somebody, they got to jump. It's no more. And it seems like Castor Troy is a sniper, except when he's trying to hit John Travolta. I ought to change that too. He's hitting everybody. 1 shot, 1 kill. 1 shot, 1 kill. Oh, John Boy, I can't get you.
Well, he's the lead.
Well, don't bury the lead. Literally, that's where that came from. Don't bury the lead.
They did a great job at making you feel the gravity of the situation. Like for being a 90s action film, they did a really good job in setting up the story. Because for me, what makes a great action movie is a great revenge story. You have to set up the perfect plot for bloodthirst revenge, and this movie did it perfectly. I mean, right off the top, you're killing a kid. So immediately, like, I want that guy. But then they also keep the bad guy a little neutral because he wasn't trying to kill the kid. It doesn't change the fact that he did.
I love that. That's one thing we didn't. I loved it because he said in the beginning, he was like, "Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that."
Frustrated there, like you couldn't let it go. No. I wasn't trying to.
He's like, "Why don't you just kill yourself or something like that?" I'm glad you brought it up. They showed that at the beginning when he shot him. He was like, "What the fuck, dude? That's why I waited for y'all were both in the shot. And why are you hugging him so close? Why are you putting his heart next to your heart?"
Yeah,
like he was like.
But they did a great job at set, and then they take it a few steps further by the whole scenario, which is like they had to take some crazy leaps in the screenwriting to avoid plot holes in this whole scenario where it's a black operation. Black Ops, sure, and they.
Don't make me tell you about your people.
They're sending John Travolta to jail as Nicolas Cage. He gets stuck in the prison, and you really feel the gravity of that situation. Like, holy shit, he is fucked. the only people that know that he isn't him are the people are dead or bad. So he is like trapped in a high security prison.
I think that they should. To me, I will say that's what I would have changed. No, I love that. Don't get me wrong. I think they should have extended that a little bit more because he was only in jail a few days. Like that.
I mean, they couldn't expand it too much. The movie didn't actually. They
my
spent
point,
an hour setting up the movie before.
I get that, but I just like, to me, the first surgery took an hour. All of a sudden, his face, John Travolta, Nick Cage, John Travolta just shows up.
Yeah. Oh well, I love that moment.
Oh, I love that moment now. How he's just leaning against the.
Because could you just imagine it from?
Because he thought that was the people coming to get him out.
Sean Archer's perspective, like, wait a minute. See yourself walk in. And John Woo is a great director because he really knows how to utilize. Slow motion is something that could be easily abused in editing, but John Woo knows how to use it in those strategic moments that are a little bit like it's not where you'd expect to see slow motion, but when John Travolta walks in and there's that moment, you feel again the gravity of the situation, that like how fucked he really is. And even though you know this is a late 90s action film that everything's going to work out in the end, they still succeeded through the whole beginning of making you feel the peril of the situation, of the hopelessness. Like for a few split seconds here and there, I actually believed, oh shit, he might really be fucked. He might not be able to get out of this prison and get his wife back and save the day. For an action film where you know inherently that that's not going to be the case, for them to still
made you believe it,
trick you into that mindset, even for a moment, and man, hats off to them. They did a really good job.
Amazing job. And I'll give you that, because again, that's a scare moment.
Which makes the action that much sweeter, because you're like, you're bloodthirsty. You want, like, this dude killed your kid. He fucked your wife with your face. He fucked your wife with your human face on. Oh yeah, put the spear in it.
With that being said, I don't have a soliloquy, so I want you to give your answer, but I want to say how many fucks I give it, and then because I don't want to know what you have, how many you have. I just want to tell you, I graded this on does it stand the test of time. I graded it on writing, and I had to keep in mind this was a 90s action thing, drama. I
don't mean to cut you off, but what I do want to say is that Nicolas Cage has said that this is.
I'm sorry, was that Nicolas Cage? What did you say? I couldn't hear
you. Nicolas Cage has said this is his favorite film. Touche, sir.
Oh, thank you. I give it a 4. I give this film a 4.
Okay.
I give it a 4.
I can't help but notice that.
Are you noticing, or I'm noticing? Thank you.
That's okay. I don't have to worry about that today.
Okay.
I give it a 3.5.
Okay.
As 0.5 more than I stupidly gave The French Dispatch. So stupid of me.
Well, you had me at a different time in life back then.
But I give it a 3.5 because I wouldn't expect any late 90s, early 2000s action film with the main priority being balls to the wall action. I wouldn't expect any of those films to be a 5. To me,
right.
A 3.5 is a 5.
It's almost incapable of being a 5. Not this film, but like 90s ball. But with that being said, it's like you said, what I thought you were going to say was I wouldn't expect a 90s action film to be that intelligent. And it was.
Intelligent and just fucking bonkers. Because what I really appreciate about this movie is that, one, you know what you're getting when you go into it.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a little bit more than that, and you're surprised and pleasantly surprised. But what's wild is, like, if you were to just tell me the premise of this movie on paper, like, there's no fucking way.
They're going to make this
ridiculous.
Yeah, and then
you watch it, and it actually plays.
But it's okay because only certain people can pull off ridiculous.
Yeah,
and those are the two.
They got the two.
Right, and like right when you're at the height of the film, and you're like wondering what's going to happen. Like, oh no, is he going to kill his daughter? All of a sudden, they bring you back to reality as he licks his daughter's face or something like. It's like,
yeah.
Okay, she wants to take her face off now. But I give it a 4. You give it a 3.5. Let's put that on the screen. Do the math. Why don't you do the math today?
I'll try. 3.5 plus 4 is 7.5. Divided by 2 is...
Hit that equal button.
3.75.
Out of 5. That's very solid. Right.
Now, would you say... Have you seen Hard Target with JCVD?
No.
Okay.
Not all of it. So I can't intelligently speak on that. But what I will say is this: is that if I had to get a top 10 movies to take with me on an island of 90s, it would be one of those 10. I would want that.
Let's play this game. John Woo made another action film with John Travolta in around this time called Broken Arrow.
I know of the film. I have not seen that one either.
Okay, then we can't play.
No, we can't play that game. It's just John Travolta in action.
Would you choose Con Air or Face Off?
Con Air. I'm just sorry. The day of the dog.
Yeah, they got Steve Buscemi,
right. It's
fucking what's his name, John Malkovich.
Right. Yeah. No, you had me at John Malkovich, and then like I say, you got Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Yeah. This whole movie rests.
They're gonna call me Johnny 38 after this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So yeah, but I mean, again, though, but there's still. I mean,
what a great little window of time for just shut your brain off and have a good time.
You don't have to think. You just go into it and you know.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So guys, well, put it in the comments. What would you give it? Clearly, there's no tweeners are here. This is everybody 30 and up here. So all my Face Off fans, hey, tell us what you think.